Arizona Cardinals absolutely obliterate the San Francisco 49ers in the finale of the 2024 season. And the biggest question that I have is, what team was that? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering the Arizona Cardinals news, breaking news, conversational pieces, off-season moves, but everything surrounding your favorite team. So subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. But ladies and gentlemen, this marks the end of the 2024 season. Unfortunately, the Arizona Cardinals couldn't punch their ticket into the playoffs because of obviously the woes and what happened after the bye week of this year, but the Cardinals finished at 8-9. Now, to me, I still have a little bit of an issue because you were 6-4 at one point and just couldn't finish the job. I do very well see that this team could potentially been a playoff team, but like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, I think this game right here is probably the best way to feel good about 2025. Like, if I can be completely honest with you, this is the best way the Cardinals could go out in the sunset from 2024 and now start worrying about 2025. Now let's talk about this game here in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. This game right here had all the makings, especially in that very first half, as a great division cutthroat, I don't like you, you don't like me type of game, right? You saw Juwan Jennings ended up getting in a fight with one of our cornerbacks, Starling Thomas V, and then doubles down on it on the next play, but with Sean Murphy-Bunting. Unfortunately, Sean Murphy-Bunting ends up getting ejected, as well as Juwan Jennings. But this game from the start, like, I mean, in the first half, this was like a completely like division game. Like, you don't like me, we don't like you. Get out of my face. I'm going to run through your face, right? That's kind of what it felt like. But the Arizona Cardinals started off a little bumpy on the offensive side. Started off a little bumpy. We were only able to muster 3 points with the Chad Ryland kick. And of course, the 49ers did the same. But after that, that's kind of when I feel like the whole floodgates opened up for the Cardinals. Now, whether it was because a interception by Sean Murphy-Bunting, obviously before he got ejected, because after that, that's kind of when I've seen like the Cardinals offense really started to click, right? Kyler Murray got a lot more comfortable. He started to throw the ball deep down the field, right? Throwing beyond the chain. Although the dink and dunk was there. And here's the thing, I don't have a problem with dink and dunk as long as it's not 85 to 95% of your plays. I don't mind it. If you're waiting for something big to open up, then hey, it worked. Kyler Murray finished off this game 25 of 35, 242 yards, 4 touchdowns. You heard that right. 4 touchdowns. This is a season high in touchdowns that Kyler Murray has thrown. And if you say to yourself, 4 touchdowns, that's a season high. Well, yeah, that's what we've been dealing with all freaking season long, with this offense being not great, right? Not great. Now, is this one of those things that the 49ers, they didn't play all their defensive starters? I mean, for the most part, we have seen their starters play. Now, did they finish off the game? I mean, here and there, right? I mean, you saw Fred Warner for the good majority of this game. You saw some cornerbacks that were their starters as well start. But, of course, the big question out there is the fact that the offense for the 49ers wasn't their starters. Now, Kittle did have some plays in the first quarter, but kind of tailed off and didn't really finish off the game. But Pearsall was a big focal point. Juwan Jennings, before he got ejected, was a big focal point. They're running back, because and I don't mean to laugh, because it's just very unfortunate for the 49ers that they're just getting injury after injury, because Isaac Guerrero, which is their third string running back, got hurt in the first quarter, then entered Patrick Taylor Jr., but he didn't skip a beat. He had 17 carries, 109 yards on the Arizona Cardinals defense. It was nuts. Now, the Cardinals defense didn't really show up dominantly in this game, but they showed up when they needed to, right? And they forced 3 freaking turnovers. That's right. 3 turnovers they forced. 1 fumble by Dadrian Taylor-Demerson, and that was recovered by Jalen Thompson, I believe. And then the 2 interceptions that we ended up getting, one from Keitrell Clark and the other one from Sean Murphy-Bunting before he was ejected, right? But Kyler Murray was able to stay upright, and that is with no Paris Johnson and Jonah Williams, obviously they're on IR, so we had a lot of people that were kind of mix and match, right? We had to kind of had a band-aid offensive line, but Kyler Murray was able to stay upright. And then on top of that, the Cardinals defense was able to provide 2 sacks on Josh Dobbs over there. Third down efficiency was 4 for 11, wasn't great, but fourth down we were 2 for 2. And then their third down efficiency was 5 for 13. So overall, what we saw in this game, the offense looked good. And that's what you were missing. That's what you wanted to see as an Arizona Cardinals fan, right? And I could be fair. This was a good / great Kyler Murray game, right? And it's so funny because like people look to me and say, "Oh, you just hate him." I don't. I just have him as a standard up here. And guess what? These last 2 weeks, I can acknowledge that he's actually been pretty darn good. Like as a quarterback. Now, yes, versus the Rams, we were only able to muster 9 points, right? But here's another thing. We didn't allow penalties to beat us this game at all. We had 1 penalty. That's right. 1 penalty for 5 yards. The 49ers had 13 penalties, 85 yards. Usually that we're on the opposite side of that. We allow penalties to beat us, but that wasn't the case this time around. Kyler Murray was able to stay upright. He was passing the ball up and down the field. Obviously, Trey McBride got a second touchdown of the season. Hallelujah to that. Marvin Harrison Jr. got involved, got a touchdown. Greg Dortch, what the heck? Where has this Greg Dortch been this whole season? Where has this Greg Dortch been? Like, it's crazy to me because I don't recognize this offense. I really do not recognize this offense at all. Zay Jones got involved as well. He got 4 receptions, 46 yards, and there was a really nice seam pass by Kyler Murray to Zay Jones before the half ended up coming through, and we actually got 3 points, and not just, like, because it was like 16, 20 seconds left, and the Cardinals could have very well just run the timeout, but no, they chose to score more points, so kudos to them, man. Like, Kyler Murray played a really, really good game in this game. Like, numbers-wise, 25 of 35, 242 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's a season high. In the last game of the freaking season, that's a season high for Kyler Murray. And that's what we've been waiting for all freaking season long. Consistency, right? Now, like I said, we weren't able to score a lot of points versus the Rams, but I do think that Kyler had a really good game versus the Rams. In terms of yardage, right? In terms of being able to command the offense. This is back-to-back games from Kyler Murray that's being able to do that, right? Now, if we can continue to build off of this offense can look really, really scary. Now, where do we land right now in the draft pick? As of right now, when I'm looking here at Tankathon, the Arizona Cardinals are sitting at the 16th overall spot here in the NFL draft right now. So, I still think we can very well get a really good defensive piece, right? That could either be edge player or interior, or heck, maybe if the Cardinals want to get that speedy wide receiver, maybe Michael Wilson isn't as, sought after as I thought he was going to be. Maybe the Cardinals do go after maybe an Emeka Egbuka, or maybe they go after a Luther Burton, right? A speedy guy that's able to get yak, right? Maybe that's what the Cardinals do decide to do. Right now, my mind is the first round should be a defensive piece, right? That's where my mind should be. Edge or defensive tackle. Now, that's 85%. I'm opening it up to 15%. If the Cardinals want to go wide receiver, I am down for it. I think anything the Cardinals can do benefits us, right? And of course, we all know that the Cardinals are going to have a lot of money to spend in this year's free agency class. Hopefully, we bolster up the trenches. Let's see what happens with Will Hernandez. Maybe we bring in some other people here, some more depth players to help keep Kyler Murray upright. And we'll kind of wait and see how this shakes out. But this is as good, and I mean good, as a game to have in the last game of the season to have, right? But of course, knowing me, we got to acknowledge also the elephant in the room, right? I don't know if this team is like this because they don't have pressure on them, but I'm going to call it like it is. In 2025, it's playoffs or bust. For me, it's playoffs or bust. No more excuses. You got to get into the playoffs, and not just that, you got to win a freaking playoff game. So, are they going to ride in 2025 with Petzing? Of course, I never thought he was going to get fired. There was people out there that felt like he was going to get fired. I never did, right? Kyler Murray most likely is going to come back here in 2025, get him some more pieces, and hopefully he can prove me wrong. And hopefully he can be consistent, and hopefully he can be that quarterback that we saw in 2021. Let's see. Let's see what happens here with the Arizona Cardinals heading into 2025. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute ride to say the least here. Cardinals now finish off the season, and thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Every time you guys click, every time you guys comment, like, subscribe, appreciate you guys for doing so. This has been a roller coaster of a season, and kind of glad it's over. Now let's focus on 2025, and let's see what happens with our 2025 Arizona Cardinals. All right, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, go Cardinals.